Here at Digital DJ Tips, we've taught how to find, shortlist, prepare, and finally pack your music so that every single gig you play, you've got the right tunes at your fingertips right now. It looks like they're just flying onto the decks and you're having the time of your life. It's difficult to do in today's world because there's so much music out there and DJs feel overwhelmed. So the way we teach it in our book, Rock The Dancefloor, is something called the playlist pyramid. So the playlist pyramid is a way of envisaging the whole journey from everything that's out there, every track ever made, to the ones that you're putting on your decks. And there's tactics all the way up this pyramid as the pyramid gets towards the top in order to make every step easy, make every step make sense. And if you're new to digital DJing or you're building a music collection, and you should be building an actual music collection where you own the files as a DJ, you're building a collection for the first time, this is what you need to do a good job of it. So I'm going to talk you through the pyramid really quickly now, and then I'm going to tell you where you can find out more about this. So in our book, Rock The Dancefloor, there's a whole section on music, and this is the playlist pyramid. It starts off at the bottom with all the world's music, because guess what? There's more music out there than you're ever going to listen to by quite a multiplier. So you need to find a way of hearing as much of that music as possible. The thing that separates DJs from normal folk is that we hear more music. So how are you going to do that? How are you going to get from that all the world's music section up to having the amount of music you've heard sufficient that you're developing good taste as a DJ? Well, the way you do that is by having music on everywhere. There's loads of tactics for this. You can have Bluetooth speakers. They don't have to be expensive ones, just Bluetooth speakers in all the rooms in your house permanently turned on and plugged in, so that when you go in there and press play on anything, on your phone, on your Spotify, whatever, it immediately comes out of a speaker somewhere, right? So you might go flash and have Sonos or other multi-room systems, or you might just have Bluetooth, which is what I do. So the point is, it's very, very easy to put music on that sounds nice in any room of your house. There's loads of other ways of doing it. Have your car radio tuned into all the music stations, and we're not looking for like, where am I most likely to hear stuff that I can DJ with? We're just looking for music that keeps our ears listening. And the whole point here is that we're not really overthinking this, because the next step up in the playlist pyramid is music you've shortlisted. So how do you shortlist music? Well, I think you probably know the answer to this if I gave you a few more seconds to think about it. You just use Shazam. Just use any app on your phone that can recognize music, right? You're just going to hit that Shazam button and it's going to put it into a folder somewhere in that app. And you can link it to if you've got a streaming service like Apple Music or Spotify, you can generally link these services directly into there. So next time you open your streaming service, your music subscription platform, you have a list of all the tracks that you Shazammed in there as well. So now we are doing the first stage of this. We're listening to as much music as we can, and we're just Shazamming stuff that interests us. Interests you is the word. It doesn't have to be stuff that you want to play in a DJ set. It could intensely annoy you. You just might recognize the singer, or you might like the drums, or there just might be something about it that you think, oh, I might like to hear that again. Just Shazam it and move on with your day. You can't spend all your life thinking about music, and that's not what anyone else does. You want to get the earworms, you want to get the songs that are actually doing stuff out there. You need to treat all the world's music like everyone else does. Just get on with your life, and when something pricks your ear up, bang, Shazam, get on with it, right? So we've now moved up to the music you shortlisted, right? So at this point, we want to go and buy that music. So you can buy your music in Beatport, in TrackSource, in Bandcamp. There's loads of places, Juno Download, that DJs buy music. But you need to ask yourself a few questions before you do that, because otherwise you're going to end up filling your collection with a whole load of stuff that might not be suitable for DJing with. Ultimately, we want stuff that we're going to actually be able to use in our DJing. So at this point, this is the first time when you actually put some time in your calendar aside in order to do this. And as a DJ, you want to do this every week. Saturday morning is always a good point because all the new music is released on a Friday evening. So you're going to go and you're going to take as much time as you've got, same day, same time every week, hopefully, because routine is good. You're going to sit down, put your best headphones on or crank up your speakers, and you're going to listen through everything you shortlisted. You can also spend that time to dive through any other place that you like to go looking for music for your DJ sets, your download pools or whatever. But you're going to spend a bit of dedicated formal time listening. And you're going to ask yourself questions. Can I dance to this? Is it a DJ tool? Is it something I want to use anyway, even though I can't dance to it, like a good a cappella or a drop or something? Is it something that is very similar to what I've already got? Have I already got it? number of times that you accidentally buy a tune that you've already got that you forgot about. Hey, it happens. Is it something that is new and that is going to set me off in a new direction, or is it something that's pretty obvious and I've either that's a good thing because I need more music like that, or it's a bad thing because I'm getting a bit bored of that style? All these questions, is it new or old? Is it something that I'm catching up on from the past, or is it something brand new that I might have to take some time playing to get my audiences ready? We want to get as much variety in our DJ music collections as possible so that we've got stuff that we can be working with and that's developing our sound, but at the same time keeping our audience happy. There's loads of questions listed in the book, by the way, that you should be asking yourself before shelling out your hard-earned cash on music at this stage. But at this stage, you're going to have your cart in Bandcamp, in Beatport, wherever, full of music, and you're going to be whittling it down to the ones you really want, right? And then you're going to buy them. So now we're moving up the pyramid. Now we're getting fewer and fewer tunes. The number of tunes that we've actually bought in each week should be just countable on one hand, really. So look, you've got a handful of new tunes. What are you going to do next? Well, there's all the technical boring stuff. There's putting them in the right place on your hard drive. There's getting them imported into your DJ software and getting them ready in that way. We go into a lot more detail about that in our courses and books. But the next stage is to pack that music for a DJ set, because here is an old vinyl trick. Back in the days when we had record cases, we couldn't carry around all the world's music with us. We couldn't even carry around all the music we owned with us. Of course we couldn't. So we had to be very careful what we packed. And packing a DJ set is a really, really good idea. I don't mean just every track in order and nothing else. That's not DJing. That's playing a pre-prepared set. I mean packing about twice the amount of music to the amount that you're going to play. You're going to do that because there'll be a folder on your hard drive, there'll be a playlist or a crate or whatever, where you've put that music that's for tonight's gig or this weekend's gig or the gig you're preparing for. And you want about double the amount of music than you're going to end up playing. So if you play 20 songs in an hour and you've got an hour set, you want about 40 songs in there. Why? Because it gives you a chance to have different directions to go in, to have choices, because at the end of the set you'll only have played half of it. But there's not so much that you're going to be paralyzed. You're going to be staring at that screen with what is rather unfairly called Serato face, because other DJ software is available. But you know what I mean. You don't want to be looking through every track you've ever bought every time you DJ. So you're going to pack a crate or a playlist or a folder with twice the amount of music you think you're going to need. And then you're going to play about half of it. And that takes us right to the very, very top of our pyramid. And as long as you cycle through this every week, always listening to music, always shazamming stuff that catches your ear, spending a bit of time sorting out shortlisting, sifting through music and deciding what you're actually going to buy, and then preparing that music, and crucially for every gig packing a set, you're going to find that this whole wide world of music that can be really daunting actually becomes something you look forward to doing. I always look forward to my Saturday mornings, and your taste will be developing. You will genuinely be having a better music collection than people who don't DJ. Pretty much the first base you need to get to as a DJ, isn't it? Because without the best music, it doesn't matter what you do next. So I hope this has been useful to you. Hey, I want you to have a copy of the book, because in the book we go into a lot more detail about the things I just touched on. It's the best-selling book online on how to DJ. So head to digitaldjtips.com. It's free. You just sign up, you become our latest member, and again, joining Digital DJ Tips' community is absolutely free. Join hundreds of thousands of other DJs who've done just that, and grab your free copy of the book as our thank you for joining. I'm Phil here in the studio. For now, get good, get out there, make the moments, and we will see you again very soon. Bye for now.